Reinventing yourself actually doesn't need to be complex. In my life, I have reinvented myself quite a few times at different ages and created a simple yet effective 3-step formula. Being a big fan of simplicity and lifelong learning, this formula has been my secret weapon ever since. And it could probably be yours as well, bringing in a whole lot of personal fulfillment to your life today. Begin your journey of reinventing yourself. Start with introspection and self-assess various aspects of your life. Helpful questions that I always ask myself are: where do I want to grow and develop? What do I want to change and why? Can I find recurring patterns or beliefs that I can let go of in my life that work against me rather than for me? What am I curious about, or what do I want to experience or learn? What values do I hold? What's important to me? I love using Notion and ClickUp as these tools are my second brain, but I also use physical notebooks once in a while. It is irrelevant which tools you use or if you do it physically or digitally. What ultimately counts is that you do the exercise and that you do it in a way that works best for you personally. To give you some inspiration, here are some areas of your life you might want to consider: health and wellness, physical fitness, nutrition and diet, sleep habits, decluttering your apartment, or personal development, learning new skills, reading, education, and so on. By the way, I have linked my Notion template that I always use in the description box below. It is really a super simple template, as I made the experience that too many visuals and lists to maintain just distract me from the important things of taking action. But it has worked wonders for me. So I thought I'm just gonna share it with you. Maybe it will be helpful for you as well. That way you have some ideas or inspiration of areas of your life that you could take a closer look at, and it's easier for you to do the exercise. So write it all down, all your values, aspirations, and areas of life where you seek personal development and growth. Your why of reaching certain goals will play a crucial role in your success and will be your inner motivator. Define your own values you want to live by, to be authentic and to avoid living someone else's life. By making conscious and deliberate choices about the values you want to uphold and living your life intentionally, you cultivate the shift of your identity during the process of reinventing yourself. I experienced it myself multiple times in my life. This little fearful voice inside you asking questions like, what will my friends think when I change? What will my team at work think? What will my family think when I change? And so on and so forth. Don't be afraid of who you truly are or want to be. What's important is that you get started and that fear is not holding you back from your personal growth and taking action. And as cheesy as it might sound, people who truly love you will have your best interest at heart and will support you in your change process, no matter what. And honestly, oftentimes people won't even think anything, as they are more concerned with their own actions, behaviors, and thoughts. We humans somehow have the tendency to overestimate how much others think about us or judge us. Imagine you're on stage performing in a play. Despite the bright lights shining on you, you might feel like everyone in the audience is scrutinizing your every move, even though they are likely immersed in the overall performance and not paying close attention to individual actors. In psychology, this concept is even called the spotlight effect. Realizing the fact that humans are naturally self-centered to a certain extent, focusing primarily on their own experiences, worries, and aspirations has helped me immensely and still helps me to this day to overcome self-conscious thoughts or anxiety about things I want to pursue. And obviously, I value feedback from my circle of trusted people. It is not about fully disregarding people's feedback and advice. However, make sure to choose wisely whom you're gonna take feedback or advice from when you want to start your journey of reinvention. Once you have completed the introspection part, proceed by choosing 3 items of your list that you would like to focus on. When doing so, be very honest with yourself and ask which items on my list will have the biggest impact on my life right now and will make me feel my best self. You might ask, why only 3? I want to change everything right now. It's crucial for your success that you don't overload yourself with things that you would like to achieve. As Tony Robbins, an American motivational speaker, said, where focus goes, energy flows. I firmly believe in this concept, and it works until this very day, shaping my reality and consequently my life. The key to maximizing your focus is to avoid too many distractions, cancel out noise, and prevent scattering your attention. Keep the rest of the things you want to achieve stored somewhere, for example, your Notion page, and reassure your inner voice that you will take care of it in the next cycle of reinvention. It will suggest your subconscious or your inner voice that you will do it and therefore give you peace of mind and clarity, even if you end up not doing it after all. For example, when I started my journey of reinventing myself 10 years ago, I started with relationships, finances, and career and professional growth. Later on, when I had achieved my first 3 goals, I focused on wellness, overall mental and physical health, as well as picking up hobbies. One day at a time, don't rush it. If you play your cards right, which I do think you do because you're watching this video, you have a long and healthy life ahead of you, with plenty of time to explore and try new things. Once you have established your 3 goals, it's time to create an action plan consisting of tasks that will lead you to success. The action plan should include small breakdowns of the steps you can take to reach your goal. Along the way, make sure to watch out for certain cues in your life and review your goals and actions every 6 months. This way you can check if they are still relevant and if you have made progress or if you might need to change course where needed. Some things we can only learn through trial and error and draw wisdom from our failures. To be absolutely blunt here and offer my unpopular opinion, life is not always peachy and full of rainbows and unicorns. Failure or hardship are inherent parts of growth. And they will also be part of your journey, probably. I'm not saying this to discourage you to embark on this journey. Quite the opposite. Because I know when you come out on the other end, you will find a wonderful and authentic new version of yourself. Just because it's a normal part of the process. Every time you go through a cycle of reinvention and change, you will experience some form of hardship or failure. It's not possible to just skip a few steps and take a shortcut. This is not how life works after all. I mean, look at babies and how they learn to walk. At first, they don't do anything except looking insanely cute or crying annoyingly. Then they start crawling. And then they slowly start wobbling up their way, only to fall back on their diaper bumps. As courageous and fearless our super babies are, they wobble up again and try again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until they can finally walk. Reinvention is a similar process, and failure comes along with it. Stay tuned until the very end, where I will share my personal example. And now comes the easy, yet paradoxically the hardest part: consistency. If you consistently stick to the action plan created above and letting go of attachment to the outcome, you will eventually see results. But why do we struggle with it? Because initially we don't see any progress, which in turn demotivates us. Therefore, to actually see results, consistency is key. To demonstrate how consistency works, imagine a glass of marbles. One marble alone won't seem like a lot. However, if you keep on adding 1 marble per day, you will see progress. To maintain consistency, it is essential to patiently add marbles daily. Over time, the once seemingly insignificant collection will grow substantially. Each marble represents a small effort or action towards a larger goal. This gradual but persistent approach illustrates the power of consistency. Through consistent effort, progress is inevitable, even if it may appear slower at first. The key lies in the daily commitment to add one marble, no matter how small, to the glass. And yes, life works in mysterious ways, and we don't always have control over things. However, we have control over what we think, how we react, and how we behave. Technically, when you zoom out, reinvention is a simple process on paper. Implementing it and sticking with new habits daily is a different story though. Especially in a world where patience is almost a concept of the past, the more important it becomes. You're bored? Just grab your phone and surf the internet. Hungry? Just open a food delivery app and get your food delivered within 30 minutes. Forgot to do your grocery shopping? No worries, the internet has got you covered with a next day delivery. As you can see from these examples, instant gratification is the norm. However, reinventing yourself and therefore personal growth doesn't happen overnight. If you make minimal changes every day and keep a positive mindset, these changes will accumulate and result in your desired goal eventually. What I personally have found to be helpful is being patient with myself. Patience paired with making the process as enjoyable as possible will lead you to success and fulfillment. Meanwhile, the trick is to not let negative thinking, external opinions, and fear hold us back in the process of shifting our identity. Submerge fully in the process. And I know it may sound like an empty phrase that you have heard multiple times in your life, but what else will give you more contentment and fulfillment in your life than enjoying the process? You might say, reaching my goal. Sure, reaching your goal will be an absolute joy, gratification, and a nice shot of dopamine. But what happens after? Let's play it through. Imagine life were like that, and you could have everything in a blink of an eye. You can have the dream car you want, the dream house you want, all the designer bags and clothes in the world you aspire to have, the wonderful dream partner by your side. You can travel to any destination in the world, and all without doing anything. Isn't that a dream come true? Let's reflect and let it sink in. Would it? Not really, right? Something would be missing. Exactly. It wouldn't give you as much meaning as you think, because the joy is short-lived. You become almost addicted to getting one thing after another, only to return to your baseline level of happiness after 2 weeks. Adapting to changes in circumstances will lead to temporary boosts of happiness. However, it will eventually fade. In psychology, this phenomenon is called the hedonic treadmill. Yes, the feeling of accomplishment is necessary in life. However, it's only one part of the puzzle. Instead of only focusing on the end goal, try to enjoy the ride. Submerge fully into the process, enjoy the small wins, and zoom in on things that you can do to sweeten up your journey to keep on going. For example, when I was pursuing my goal of building a daily workout routine, I always prepared a delicious protein-rich drink that I would look forward to. It might sound simple, but this little sprinkle of joy supported me immensely in actually doing my workout after all. I was also reading, listening, watching, and breathing everything around the topic of exercising and how to get a strong and healthy body. For me, it was never about reaching a short-term goal of having a supposedly dream body, but more about having a healthy and strong body that will get me up a mountain in Norway to experience one of the most astonishing views even at the age of 70. Working out became part of my lifestyle and therefore part of my identity. To give a personal example of one of my reinvention cycles, I remember vividly when I was in school, I really struggled. Especially in the subject of English, I wasn't really good. Although I always had an inexplicably affection for the language. Personally, fluency in English meant opening so many more doors for me to connect with people all over the world and help me further my great passion for internationalism in any context. From work to education to relationships, whether with friends or a partner. My teacher constantly pointed out my mistakes in class, and my grades were the worst. Every time I handed in a paper, my grades seemed to get worse and worse and worse, with mistakes here and errors there. Ultimately, my teacher had already given up on me, and I had given up on myself as well. I mean, if my teacher constantly tells me I'm not good enough, I can rely on that judgment. So what's it worth to keep on going, right? But wait, no, I hadn't given up. I actually did the opposite and didn't give up on my goal on becoming fluent in English. I focused fully on the goal that I had set. With consistent effort, I kept walking my own path, no matter what other people told me I was capable of. I wanted to be fluent in English, so I began cultivating positive thoughts about my proficiency in English. My inner mantra for every negative thought that crossed my mind was, I speak English fluently. I shifted my mindset to the new identity of being an English speaker. However, this is obviously not enough and it will only get you so far. To see real change happening, I had to put in the work and complete my action items that I had created to achieve my goal and leave my comfort zone. For me, that meant religiously reading English books and watching TV only in English. On top of that, I traveled as much as I possibly could to get into the habit of speaking English frequently. And you know where it led me? Studying an entire semester in the US, moving to the Netherlands to start my first English-speaking job, and working my way up to lead an international team in tech partner sales in, guess which language? English. So it all goes to show you are not in control of what a teacher, a parent, or any other person around you says or thinks about you. But you are in control of your own thoughts and actions to shift your identity to achieve the things that truly matter to you. To me personally, reinventing yourself is not a been there, done that experience after all. Reinventing yourself happens in cycles over multiple years, and it will probably never stop if you keep on being curious about self-discovery. It's about a growth mindset and intentionally putting yourself out there to make experiences and live life to the fullest. I will be making more videos about how to become your authentic self, live intentionally, and experience true wealth. So if you like this video, it would mean the world to me if you would give it a thumbs up, hit the subscription button as well as the notification bell, and join the community as it grows. So see you next time. Bye.